MLA citation is one of the major styles used to format papers and cite sources in the humanities. Let's talk about in-text citations. For every source you list on your works cited page, you should have at least one in-text citation. An in-text citation points your reader to the specific part of the work you're referencing, either by a direct quote or a paraphrase. Let's look at an example. If you were writing a paper on Octavia Butler's Kindred, this would be the full citation from your works cited page. An in-text citation should have two components: the first element of the full citation, which is usually the author's last name, and the location, which is usually a page number. You can either do this entirely in a parenthetical citation, like we have here, or by using what's called a signal phrase, like according to Butler, which lets your reader know what source you're citing. If you're using a signal phrase in your sentence, you don't need to use the author's name again in the parenthetical citation. And always remember that your punctuation goes outside of the parentheses. An in-text citation could look like this, a mixture of short quotations and summary. In the antebellum South, books could be awesome mysteries, time-wasting nonsense, or items with potentially dangerous consequences. Butler 145. Butler is, of course, our author, and this quotation comes from page 145 of Kindred. Or this one, a quotation with a signal phrase. Through the eyes of Sarah, an enslaved woman who cooks at the Wayland plantation, Butler describes the power and danger of reading. Books could be awesome mysteries to her, or they could be dangerous, time-wasting nonsense. 145. In this version, you don't need to include Butler's name in the parentheses because you've already mentioned her in a signal phrase. Finally, you always want to contextualize or analyze any in-text citation you include. We can do this using what's called the sandwich method. First, you introduce the source, using the author's name as a signal phrase. Butler weaves the power and danger of reading throughout Kindred. Then you drop in the source, which here is a paraphrase with a citation. Sarah, an enslaved woman who cooks for the Wayland family, is afraid to even speak of reading or writing. 145. Finally, you close it off with a brief explanation, analysis, or transition to your larger point. For her, the imaginative freedom that books can offer isn't worth the potential physical harm she might suffer by being caught by Tom Wayland. Those are the basics of in-text citation using MLA style. But like every citation style, MLA has quirks. If you ever have a question about a specific citation, ask a librarian.